Okay, seriously. This series is on drugs. Like, legitimately. That's the last time I'm trying to predict how this series goes. You can't do it. You absolutely cannot predict what is gonna happen in this final. I clearly know nothing and will just enjoy the rest of the series and talk to you guys about it. There will be no more predictions this series. Oilers somehow win 5-4 in overtime. Even after going down 3-0 in the first period. First starters today. Why was Stuart Skinner starting this game? And why was he the only Oiler actually playing the game the entire first period? He let in 3 goals and was pulled after the first, but he was arguably the best Oiler in the first period. Of course, because this series is on drugs, that means nothing because the Oilers absolutely flipped the switch after an apparently inspirational speech from the 40-year-old superhero Corey Perry and score 3 in the second because what else would happen? Is Calvin Pickard actually a wizard? Like, the guy is 7-0 now in the playoffs. It's unbelievable the playoffs this guy is having, and I didn't even think the guy would see the net. This is insanity how this is played out. We go into third, and they look awful again to start the third period. Pickard keeps the minute with his wizard magic. Then Kasperi Kapanen, of all people, decides, I'm gonna give the Oilers the lead. And about midway through the third, it is 4-3 for Edmonton. They've come all the way back and now look like they're gonna tie the series with this magical comeback. Now, of course, because this is the best finals in my lifetime for sure, and that includes the finals that the Calgary Flames played in, that of course means that the Panthers have to go down and tie the game with 20 seconds left, because what else would happen? Sam Reinhart ties the game at 4 after Matthew Tkachuk, who had 2 goals in this game, playing with whatever grievous injury he's playing with, because it's clearly affecting him, does the little accidental give and go with Reinhart. Reinhart throws it in a now basically empty net, even though he's at a terrible angle. And we're off to overtime for the 3rd time in 4 games. And then the moment people who are still loyally cheering against the Edmonton Oilers have been dreading, and it ends with a Leon Draisaitl pass that goes off Mikko Mikkola. Now, Draisaitl scores on this crazy one-handed shovel to the net that goes in off Mikkola. Oilers fans can rejoice in this craziness, and it really is historic, and we always see the scenes of the moss pit, and it's all very fun, and this is the first away team to come back from 3 goals down in a Stanley Cup Final game since 1919, when the old Seattle team, the Metropolitans, was still playing. Back just a few years after the Titanic, the year after World War I, and this is some crazy stuff. And Leon Draisaitl becomes one of only 3 people to have 2 overtime winners in the same finals. The last one to do it was John LeClair in 1993 for the Canadians. For you guys hoping for the Canadian curse to break, which, whatever, it's the Oilers. But for you guys hoping for that, this is probably a good omen because that was the last time a Canadian team won the Cup. But I don't want to talk about that too much. We all are hearing the crazy, historic Oilers stats. I want to talk to the Panthers. And I'm going to quote Vizzini from Princess Bride for a minute. You were supposed to be this colossus. You were supposed to be this big legendary thing, and yet they gave. Why can you not hold the lead in the Stanley Cup Final? You are supposed to be the best team in the National Hockey League over the past 3 seasons, and yet the Edmonton Oilers consistently come back on you from multi-goal deficit. This is inconceivable. I don't care if that word doesn't mean what I think it means. It's inconceivable. Like, there's no reason for this to happen. You have one of the best goalies in the league. You have the deepest team I think I've ever seen. And you can't hold a lead against the Edmonton Oilers. Now, I understand they arguably have the 2 best players in the world on their team. That helps. But that's not who's beating you. Kasperi Kapanen, Corey Perry, Bouchard, Nurse, these are the people beating you. Draisaitl's got his overtime winners, but he's not winning the games in regulation. You're losing to the depth of the Oilers, and we all came into this thinking that wasn't really depth. Now that speaks a lot to how great they've been. But the consistency level in each game, period to period, has been wildly different from the Panthers, and I don't understand it. There's no reason that from period to period you should look like nobody in the world can beat you to blowing a 3-goal lead. That's insanity. But it speaks to just what a treat of a hockey series we're being witness to. I don't know if a final in the next 10 years is gonna live up to what this Stanley Cup Final is doing. This may go 7 games again and have 6 of them gone to overtime. And even as somebody who has no desire to see the Oilers win the Stanley Cup, all have been well repaid as a Flames fan. This is the exact end to the Stanley Cup playoffs that the league always wants to see. Anybody who's casually turning on ESPN in the United States is being treated to a series we may never see again, and that's exactly what you want to see if you're trying to grow the game. I don't know what Saturday will bring. It's impossible to predict at this point. Florida, you gotta find a way to hold a lead, and maybe the Oilers are simply magical beings that don't care about deficits and will beat you anyway. But whatever comes in the next 2 to 3 games is going to be something inconceivably special. And for another game, I want to thank everybody watching, everybody that's supporting the channel. I want to have you all like and subscribe and share the videos so we can grow this community, because I love interacting with all of you, and every time I see the view counts go up on the videos, it energizes me to keep doing this. I love doing it, but seeing that you guys love it too makes it all the more worthwhile. And as always, go Flames and go Cats.